Okay guys, I forgot to record the class, so I was started again with the recording. So thanks Ashish for pointing it out. So the class is being recorded, so the people who are not able to attend this class, so they'll be able to see that on the website. So hope everybody is clear with the format and what all are the colleges participating for that, and what is the pattern, what is the previous uh, previous, what is the previous scores in that could fetch you a call from PMIR and BM courses from Exorai Jamshedpur and XIMB and other participating institutes. So let me start with the questions. Okay, everybody. So we'll start with the questions. So I'll have the same thing. I'll give you around 3 minutes to solve first three questions, and then we'll solve together. So first three questions, next 3 minutes I'll give you to solve these questions. Keep posting your answers as soon as you get it, so that will give me a feel that we are doing it together. Okay guys, time is up, so let me do first of the first three questions. A lot of people have got it right. First question basically, and some are having problem with question number 2 and question number 3. So let us solve question number 1. Question number 1, what does it say? A, B, C are the sides of a triangle. Equations ax square plus bx plus c and 3x square plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0 have a common root. Then the angle C is equal to what? Okay, we know when the two equations are saying to have a common root, then the coefficient does, what will happen? The ratio of the coefficient will be equal. So ax square plus bx plus c and 3x square plus 4x plus 5 have a common root. So that means a by 3 will be equal to b by 4 is equal to c by 5. That means what? The ratio of a, b and c, which are the three sides, is 3:4:5. 3:4:5 is nothing but a Pythagorean triplets. So we'll represent it in a triangle as a, b and c, three sides, and they are 3, 4 and 5. So what will be the angle C? Angle C will be opposite to what the side C is. Opposite to side C means this angle. So this angle will be 90 degree. So it will be basically a right angle triangle. So it will be 90 degree. So there is an option of 90 degree. Yes, we have an option. Option B. We'll go ahead and mark option B as 90 degree. Anybody has a problem with this question? It's a straightforward question on a common root. You should remember that when the two equations, quadratic equations, have a common root, the ratio of the coefficients will be equal for both the equations. Everybody okay with the question number 1? Anybody has a problem? Raise it. Okay, great. So let me move to question number 2. Question number 2, what does it state? It states that x 17, 3x minus y square minus 2 and 3x plus y square minus 30 are 4 consecutive terms of an ascending arithmetic sequence. The sum of the 4 numbers is divisible by what? So it is divisible by what? So let me go to question number. Okay. So these are 4 numbers: x, 17, 3x minus y square minus 2 and 3x plus y square minus 30. So let the 4 equations, 4 numbers in arithmetic progression be a minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 3d with a common difference of 2d. Okay. So sum of x plus 3x plus y square minus 30 will be equal to sum of 17 plus 3x minus y square minus 2. So we'll put that 3x minus y square plus 15, that is sum of 17 and 3x minus y square minus 2, is equal to sum of this plus sum of this. So that means 4x plus y square minus 30. So we'll get our first equation as 2y square plus x, which is equal to 45. Now consider these three. So double of the middle number will be equal to x plus 3x minus y square minus 2. These three will also be in arithmetic progression. So double of this, that means 34, is equal to x plus 3x minus y square minus 2. That means 4x minus y square minus 2. That means 4x minus y square is equal to 36. Now equation 1, and we have our equation 2. Just double it. 4x minus y square is equal to 36. So double of it is 8x minus 2y square is equal to 72. Now equation 1, and we have this equation as equation 2. So equation 1 and equation 2. Solve these two equations. What we get? Just add these two equations. We get 9x is equal to 117. That means x is equal to 13. If x is equal to 13, then what is the common difference? Common difference will be 17 minus 17 is the second term. 17 is the second term. First term is x. So common difference is 17 minus x. 17 minus x, that means 17 minus 13, which is 4. Okay. So which is 4. Now it is asking what sum of the numbers. If you sum of all the 4 numbers will be nothing but 4a. Okay, 4a is 76. 76, and 76 is divisible by what? 2. It is divisible by 2. So we have an option as 2. So we'll go ahead and mark option A. So out of the numbers that has been given 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11, 76 will be divisible by only 2. We'll go ahead and mark option number. So option A is right. So we'll go ahead and mark option. Okay, why we have doubled this equation? So that we can solve these two equations, 2y square plus x, and this is 4x minus y square. So just double it. So 2y square, 2y square, it can be cancelled if you add these two equations. So that is why we have doubled this equation. Prachi, you are okay with that? Okay, great. So everybody okay with this question? Or still have an issue with this? Okay, question number 2, option A. We have option A as 2. We'll go ahead and mark option A. Now moving on to question number 3. Question number 3, it states that the possible values of x in the equation. Okay, so we have, let's open a new. So we have a equation what? We have equation, just a minute. Okay, we have equation as x plus 7 plus x minus 8 is equal to 16. Now check all the conditions. So x is greater than or equal to 8. First condition this will happen. So what will happen? X plus 7 will be x plus 7 and x minus 8 will be x minus 8. So this equation, first equation, will reduce to what? X plus 7 plus x minus 8, which is equal to 2x minus 1, which is equal to 16. So x is equal to 17 by 2, which is 8.5. Okay. Now move on to second thing. For x greater than or equal to minus 7 and less than equal to 8. So for this condition, what will happen? X plus 7 will be what? It will become x plus 7 and x minus 8 will become 8 minus x. Now put the same in the equation, which will imply x plus 7 plus 8 minus x is equal to 16. So it can't happen. So 15 is, which implies 15 is equal to 16, which is not possible. So no condition will be possible for x greater than -7 and less than 8. So now move on to next condition. X greater than or equal to minus -7 and less than 0. Okay, so x plus 7 will be what? It will become 7 plus x, and x minus 8 will become minus x plus 8. Now again it will be not possible. If you put that, it will become 15 is equal to 16, and it will be now not possible. Now next condition. Next condition is x less than minus 8. For this condition, x plus 7 mod x plus 7 will become minus 7 minus x, and mod x minus 8 will become minus x plus 8. So just add these two. So minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 15. Is equal to 16. So which implies x is equal to minus 7.5. Now the total value will be what? Before we have got 8.5 and 7.5. So it will be 1. Got it, everybody? Just break it into all the possible conditions and take what is the value of x in all of them and just add it. So what we have done is I've broken it into x is greater than or equal to 8. So in that case x comes out to be 8.5. Then x is greater than or equal to minus 7 and less than or equal to 8. That is not possible. X is greater than or equal to minus 7 and less than 0. That again is not possible. X greater than 0 and less than 8, for that also it won't be possible. If you go ahead and check it, it won't be possible. And the only possibility other will be x is less than minus 8. In that case x comes out to be minus 7.5, and before we have got 8.5, so the value of x will be 8.5 minus 7.5, that will be 1. We have option B as 1. We'll go ahead and mark option B. Everybody clear with this? Anybody has an issue with question number 3? Question number 3, anybody has an issue? Rajesh, you're clear? See, Krishnan, if you read the question is sum of the possible values of x. One possible value was 8.5, the other possible value was minus 7.5. So sum will be what? 1. So that is why we don't subtract it, we actually add it. Got it? Okay, Krishnan. Okay, we'll move ahead to question number 4, 5 and 6. So let me give you 5 minutes for these questions. So question number 4, 5 and 6 take 5 minutes. So 10:30 we'll review your questions. might Gaurav, you might have received the questions. It has been sent by Mindworks team. So if you have not received the questions, so you can just copy paste from the screen right now. Okay, so just take the questions from the screen. Let me put it into chat window as well, so it will. Okay, guys, time is up. So let me solve question number 4. So what does question number 4 says? So x to the power 4 minus ax cube plus bx square minus cx plus 256 is equal to 0. What is the minimum value of a plus b plus c if the roots of equation are positive real numbers? Okay. So let us first find out what is a, b and c. Okay. So let us assume the roots be P, Q, R and S. So P plus Q plus R plus S will be what? Minus of minus A, which is equal to A. Now PQ plus QR plus PS plus QR plus QS plus RS plus QR plus QS plus RS will be what? Will be B. PQR plus PQS plus PRS plus QRS will be minus of minus C, that is C, and PQRS will be 256, that is a constant. Okay. Okay. Now 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 if a number is m plus n, so m plus n will be minimum when? Minimum when m is equal to n. So A is equal to P plus Q plus R plus S. So it will be minimum when P is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. Similarly, B will take minimum value when? B will take minimum value. B will be minimum when PQ is equal to QR is equal to RS, which implies P is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. Okay. Similarly, C will also be minimum when P is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. Okay. So, which implies P to the power 4 is equal to 256, or P is equal to 4. And so P is equal to 4. Now similarly, if P is equal to 4, then P is equal to 4, then you can calculate the value of A, B and C. A, B and C will be what? A will be 4 times 4, that means A will be 16. B will be 16 into 4, that is 16 into 6, that is 96. And C is equal to 4 into 4 cube, that is 256. C is equal to 256. Now minimum value of A plus B plus C. So minimum value of A plus B plus C is, just sum these three, you will get what? A plus B plus C is 368. Okay. For those who cannot understand, let me explain once again. So we have a equation. The equation is what? Equation is x to the power 4 minus ax cube plus bx square minus cx plus 256 is equal to 0. Let the four roots, this is a fourth power equation, so four roots will be there. So let the roots be p, q, r, s. Okay. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out the minimum value of a plus b plus c. Okay. So sum of the roots will be what? P plus q plus r plus s, which will be what? Minus into minus a, that is a. Now double sum, the sum of two of the roots means will be what? PQ plus QR plus PS plus QR plus QS plus RS will be what? B. And sum of the triplets of the roots will be what? PQR plus PQS plus PRS plus QRS, which will be equal to C. And the multiplication of the roots will be PQRS, which will be equal to 256, which is a constant. Got it, everybody, till now? Okay. So now we have to find out the minimum value of a plus b plus c. So if the value of a plus b plus c minimum has to be found out, so it will be minimum when what? A is equal to, means the minimum value of a will be what? Minimum value of a will be what? When p is equal to q is equal to r is equal to s. Okay. So minimum value of sum of two numbers will be when both the numbers are equal. Prachi, Krishan, you are able to understand this, or still you have a problem? Okay, great. So let me go ahead with, so if a has to be minimum, P is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. Similarly, if B has to be minimum, that means PQ is equal to QR is equal to PS is equal to QR is equal to QS is equal to RS. That means again P is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. Similarly, if C has to be minimum, PQR, PQS, PRS and QRS will be equal. That means again PQ, R and S will be equal. So put this value into this equation. Put this value into this equation. So it becomes what? This equation becomes P to the power 4, and which is equal to 256. That means P is equal to 4, which is equal to Q is equal to R is equal to S. So all of them becomes 4. So if PQRS are 4, then find out the value of A, B and C. A will be 4 times 4, that is 16. B will be 6 times 4 square, that means 6 into 16, 96. And C will be 4 times 4 cube, that is 256. Just add 3 of them, so it will be 368. So we have an option as 368. Yes, we have option number C. We'll go ahead and mark option number C as 368. Got it, everybody? If still anybody has a problem with this question? Prachi, you clear with this? Okay. Let me move ahead to question number 5. Okay, what does question number 5 says? 280 people. It's a simple set theory question. So it is asking 280 people have come to participate in a musical fest. Each of them plays at least one of the instruments from piano, drums and guitar. Okay. Now let us take each of them one by one. Okay, so it is saying PQR respectively play piano, drums and guitar. ABC people respectively play only piano, only drums and only guitar. And Z are the only people play only piano and drums. Y play only piano and guitar, and X play only drums and guitar. No person play more than 2 instruments. That means 3 instruments. People playing 3 instruments is 0. And Z is the square of X, and P is greater than equal to greater than Q, and Q is greater than R, and X plus Y plus Z is 160, and A is equal to B is equal to C. Okay, let us put this into perspective. All this data into perspective. So, and what it is asking? Which of these can be the number of people who play drums? Okay, can be the number of people who play drums. So, number of people who play drums. Number of, okay, people who play number of people who play drums will be what? It will be people who play only drums. So only drums plus people who play only drums and guitar. So only drums and and guitar plus only drum and piano, only drum and piano, and who play all 3 of them, all 3. Okay, now put this into the nomenclature that has been given, that is only drum C plus who play drums and piano X, drum and guitar Z, and drums and guitar and play all 3. All 3 are 0. So we have to actually find out the value of C plus X plus Z. Okay. Now what has been given? A plus, now every person plays at least one musical instrument. So every person plays at least one musical instrument. So every person plays at least one musical instrument. That means what? A plus B plus C plus X plus Y plus Z is equal to 280, and A plus A is equal to B is equal to C. So A is equal to B is equal to C, and X plus Y plus Z has been given as, X plus Y plus Z is given as 160. So this is 160. That means 3 C is equal to 120. So C is what? 40. Okay. Now also what has been given? Z is equal to x square. Z is equal to x square. Z is equal to x square. So number of people who play drums will be what? Rohit, it does not matter. A is equal to B is equal to C. So even if it is B or C, it does not matter. Okay. But it should be C. Okay. Now number of people who play drums will be what? Now put the value of x square. So it will be x square plus x plus 40, which will be x into x plus 1 plus 40. Okay. Now the value given in the option. So now consider the value that has been given in the option. So x is a natural number. So consider each value in the option and subtract the 40 from it. So we have option as 140, 172. Subtract 40 from each of them. So if this is the value, so the numbers that has been given in the option are 140, 172, 200, 165 and 100. Now subtract 40 out of it, every of them. So it will be what? 100, 132, 160, 125, and it will be 60. Now x into x plus 1 is 100 or 132 or 160. So x into x plus 1 can be this, so only 132 will satisfy it. So it will be 11 into 12 format. So we'll put this and x will come out to be 11. Okay. So if once x has been found out, we can actually verify p, q and r and see that if p is greater than q is greater than r is getting satisfied. So we can find out y and z. just to reconfirm our condition. So the people who play drums put this value of x into this equation. It will come out to be 121 plus 11 plus 40, which is 132 plus 40, 172. That means this is the answer. 172 will be the answer. Let me explain once again for those who have not understood. So number of people who play drums, so it will be only drums and guitar, only drums and piano, and all three. So only drums C, only drums and guitar X, only drums and piano Z, and all three it has been given 0. So it will be C plus X plus Z. Also, what has been given that each of them play at least one musical instrument. If you play at least one musical instrument, that means A plus B plus C plus X plus Y plus Z will be equal to what? 280. 280 is the total number of students. Also, it has been given A X plus Y plus Z is 160. And A is equal to B is equal to C has been given. So A is equal to B is equal to C. Just put in this equation. So we found out C is equal to 40. Okay. Now put this value into this equation. Also Z is given as X square. Put Z is equal to X square and C is equal to 40 in this equation. What we'll get? It will be X square plus X plus 40. Now this equation can be substituted as X into X plus 1 plus 40. Okay. Now if you subtract 40 out of all the answers that has been options that has been given, it has to be multiple of 2 of the natural numbers, because 2 of the consecutive natural number. Okay. So X into X plus 1 format it should be. If you check all the 5 numbers and subtract 40 out of it, it is 100, 132, 160, 125 and 60. So only 132 will satisfy, which is multiplication of 11 and 12. Which is multiplication of 11 and 12. Only option 132 means 172 will satisfy. So 11 into 12. So X will come out to be 11. Now put this value in this equation. It will get 172. 172 means option number 2. We can actually go ahead mark option number 2 easily if we have got 11 into 12 is this. Also just check once you have got X, that P is greater than Q is equal to greater than R with this value of X. Hope everybody has got it. Anybody has an issue with this question? Everybody clear with this? Should I move ahead or? Swati, it has been given in the question itself, Z is equal to X square. Everybody clear? Anybody still has an issue, just raise it right now. I'll give you 5 seconds. Then we can move ahead to next question. How Y is equal to 50? Sheetal, Y is not equal to 50. C is equal to 50. Because A plus B plus C plus X plus Y plus Z is equal to 280. X plus Y plus Z has been given 160 already in the equation. Okay guys, I think everybody has got this. So let me move ahead to question number, which is the question number, I've lost the count. Question number 6. Question number 6. Now how many integer value x can take? Okay, good. Okay, let me write the question. So we have this inequality which says, what does it say? X into x plus 3 into x plus 5 into x plus 8 is less than 250. Now it is saying how many integer value x can take. Now from this itself, one can be that x cannot be equal to 0, x cannot be equal to minus 3, minus 5 and minus 8. Oh, sorry. it should be equal to. I'm sorry. So from this equation itself we can find out that x is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 3, minus 5 and minus 8. So 4 values already we have found out. Now let us drill a little more further. So put x is equal to 1 in the equation. X is equal to 1, it becomes what? 1 into 4 into 6 into 9, which is what? 216, which is less than 250. Okay, so x is equal to 1 also will be R. As soon as you put x is equal to 2, the inequality will be greater than 250. It will not hold good. So x is equal to 2 cannot be option. So what we have got? 0, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8 and 1. These 5 values, the inequality will hold good. Okay. Whenever the product is negative, the inequality will hold good. So let us find out the value for which the product will be negative. Let's say x is equal to minus 1 or minus 2. So if you find out the value, the inequality will be good. So minus 1, minus 2 will work. So if x is equal to minus 6 and minus 7, again the inequality will be negative and it will be good. It will be negative and good. So we have seen the values as 0, 1. What we have found out till now? X is equal to 0, 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8. So till now what has been the value? 0, 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8, minus 1, minus 2, minus 6 or minus 7. So 9 values we have found out. Now in ascending order is it okay? So the value in between that we have not verified is minus 4. So if we verify in this case, so it will be minus 4 into minus 1 into 1 into 7, which will be less than 250. So this will also hold good. And x is equal to minus 9 similarly, if you find out, so it will be, the inequality will be equal to 216, so it will be less than 250. As you say go to minus 10, it will be greater than 250. So it will not hold good. So final values of x we have found out is x is equal to 0, 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8, minus 1, minus 2, minus 6, minus 7, minus 4 and minus 9. So we have 11 values. We have our option as 11 values. We have option 2 as 11 values. Option B, will go ahead and mark option B with that. Clear everybody, or should I explain it once again? So you have to do a little trial and error in this question. You cannot just go ahead and mark this option. Anybody has a problem? Or let me repeat once again. Okay, so we have a inequality as x into x plus 3 into x plus 5 into x plus 8 less than 250. So x is equal to 0 clearly is an option because it will be less than 250. X is equal to minus 3, minus 5 and minus 8 will be option. Now let us put x is equal to 1. We'll get 216, which will be an option which is less than 250. As soon as we put x is equal to 2, it becomes greater than 250. The inequality will not hold true. Similarly, we'll check for minus 1 and minus 2 also. So the inequality is negative. So if it is negative, it holds true. So similarly for minus 6, minus 7, the inequality will be negative and it will hold true. So we have all these minus 1, minus 2, minus 6 and minus 7 as our option. Now what we have not checked, minus 4 and minus 9. Well, if we check both of them, inequality holds good. And as soon as we cross minus 9, we go to minus 10, it becomes greater than 250. So obviously in the range of 9 to minus 9, we have got this, and anything which is above this, it will be greater than or less than, it will be greater than 250. So that will not hold the inequality. Got it everybody? Still has a problem anybody? Okay. Let me move ahead. Let me take two more questions today. So question number 7 and question number 8. So let's do it in next 5 minutes, say, then we'll review the question. Okay, Abhinav, see why we have gone to -6 and -7 directly. See, this inequality has to be negative. If it is negative, it works fine, because if it is saying less than 250, that means it needs to be negative. It will work fine for us. So if you see that -6 and -7 will give it a negative flavor. How? Because in -6 and -7, if you put -6 and -7, three of the terms will be negative, and anything other than that will not have three terms negative. So if four terms, multiplication of four terms has to be negative, so three terms is negative or one term is negative. So one term already we have -1 and -2, through which one term is negative. So inequality becomes negative. And for -6 and -7, three terms become negative. So this inequality becomes negative. That is why we are going with this. We are not going with the number line. Did you get my point? To make this inequality negative, three of this term should be negative or one term should be negative. So for -1 and -2, one term, that is x, becomes negative, and for -6 and -7, first three terms becomes negative. Okay, great. Okay guys, let me go to question number 7. Question number 7, a lot of people have found out the right answer. It's a easy question. So it is, what is the question? Out of 200 candidates who were interviewed for a position at a call center, 100 had two-wheeler, 70 had credit card, 140 had a mobile game. 40 have, of them had both two-wheeler and a credit card, 30 had both credit card and mobile phone, and 60 had both two-wheeler and mobile phone, and 10 had all three. So how many of candidates had none of the three? So let us make okay. So it is asking two-wheeler, credit card and mobile phone. Two-wheeler, credit card and mobile phone. Total is 200. Okay. This they are saying as 10. So two-wheeler and credit card is 40. Two-wheeler and credit card 40. So this is 30. Then credit card and mobile phone 30. Credit card and mobile phone 30. So this is 40 and this is 60. So this is 50. And they are saying 100 had two-wheeler. 100 two-wheeler. So 53, 80, 190. So only two-wheeler is 10. Then 70 had credit card. So and 140 had mobile phone. Okay, so this is our this is our set diagram. So it's saying two-wheeler. So two-wheeler is 100, this is 70, and this is 140. Okay, so if you add all of them, how much you will get? 60 plus 20, 80 plus 90 plus 50, 140, and 50, 190. So 200 is the total, and 190 is A in union B union C. A union B union C. So it will come out to be 10. So 10 candidates had none of 3. So 10 will be none. Let me explain once again. So it is asking, there are 3 people, 3 type of candidates in customer care. One had two-wheeler, one has credit card, one has mobile phone, and some of them has both of them or 3 of them. So we have put that in all the numbers in perspective. So two-wheelers total is 100. Two-wheeler total is 100. Credit card total is 70, and mobile phones is 140. Total number of people who have been interviewed is 200. Okay, and we have to find out the people who have none of them. None of them means 200 minus the people who have at least one of the 3 devices. So we have to subtract from 200. That will give us the value of people who have none of them. Okay, so two-wheelers, it is saying that two-wheeler and credit card total is 40, and all of them which have all 3 of them is 10. So we'll put this in 10, and this is 40, so this is 30. Similarly, mobile phone and two-wheeler is 60. So this is 60, out of which this is 10, so this is 50. So only two-wheeler and mobile phone. Similarly, for credit card and mobile phone, this is 30. So we'll put this as 20 because 10 has all of them. So now just put this value, and we will have A union B union C, which will be equal to 10 plus 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 plus 50 plus 60, which is 190, and 200 is the total number of them. So 200 minus 190, which will be 10. 10 will have none of them. So we have an option as 10. Yes, we have one option 10, option 3. We'll go ahead and mark option number 3. Everybody clear with this question? Anybody still has a problem? Raise it right now if anybody has a problem. Any small problem, any confusion if you have, just raise it. Okay, that means everybody is clear with this. So let me move on to question number 8. Okay, question number 8. Here we go. Question number 8. Question number 8. What does it say? Okay. Question number 8. The schedule of G first year students was inspected, and it was found that M was taking maths course, L language course, B mathematics course, and a language course. Which of the following expression gives a percentage of students whose schedules was inspected who were taking neither a mathematics nor a language course? It's a simple, straightforward question. So it is saying M maths course, L language course, and B both maths and language course, math intersection L. So M union L is what? M plus L minus B, and which is equal to what? Now a number of people who are taking neither of the two courses, neither of two courses will be total minus m plus l minus b, which is equal to g minus m minus l plus b. Okay. Now it is saying as percentage. So percentage will be what? Percentage will be total percentage. So g minus m minus l minus plus b upon g into 100. That will be percentage. So we have an option as g minus m minus l, g minus m minus l, what, g plus b minus m. So option number D. We'll go ahead and mark option number D. Everybody clear with this or still has a problem? Raise it right now if you have a problem with this question. Okay, great. Question number 9 will be our last question today. So question number 9 is a little different question. I'll solve it along with you. See, if it is given function f2,7 is equal to 57 and f1,6 is equal to 37, find out the value of f3,10. Now let me remind you about these questions, these type of questions. These type of questions are trial and error questions. So if you are able to find out what is the relation between A and B in this equation, just give 30 seconds or move ahead. Don't waste your time on these type of questions if you are not able to derive the value in 30-35 seconds. So here, if you see FAB will be nothing but A cube plus B square. What has been given? F27 is equal to 57 and F16 is equal to 37. Now what they are asking? F310. So it will be what? 3 cube plus 10 square, which will be equal to 27 plus 100, which is 127, which is option 2. We'll go ahead and mark option number 2. It's nice and easy. But to get this value, this is a simple thing. To A cube plus B square, you can get it. But some of them might be very tricky. Sometimes they use greatest integer function or maybe mod function or whatever function might be. So in that case, don't waste your time and move ahead. If it's nice and easy, go ahead and mark. Just double check all these because sometimes it can be tricky as well. So just double check that all the values of the function actually satisfy this equation. Okay guys, if you have any questions, you can ask. So after this class, I'll circulate all the questions along with the answers. We have 4 more questions left for today's class, but giving the time constraint, and so we will not be able to take those 4 questions. Easy questions. So this time that won't be as tough as it used to be. So just prepare on that, but easy and tough does not depend upon the type of questions. It depends upon the number of people who are actually taking the examination. So if it's an easy paper, the cutoff will be high. So in any ways, you have to perform well in order to get into PMIR or BM courses in Jamshedpur. So hope everybody has enjoyed the class. So we'll stop the class today and I'll circulate the answer sheet along with this video, which will be uploaded on the website. So we'll continue these questions answer session till the ZAT examination, and hope you get a benefit out of it. And thanks everybody. So good night, enjoy.